That's so good. We were talking cars. I'll
That's
get
so
I'll get
funny.
that.
Yeah,
I'll tweet that link out when you're ready.
we can't talk about cars on here anymore.
I no, I think we can. There's plenty more fun stuff to talk about with cars. In fact, we have a like in Australia. There are obviously like four-wheel drives, or I don't know, we call them like off-road vehicles, are really highly valued because there's lots of countries it's quite remote, and it's basically like a few sort of really well-known off-road cars here. Like one is like the Toyota Land Cruiser like Troop Carrier. Then there's like the Land Rovers, like mainly the Defender series or the old 110s, and then there's like Jeeps a little bit as well. And I know I'm going to offend a whole bunch of people, but especially Americans. But we have this joke here. we say, the new Jeep is like super environmentally friendly.
I heard they have
Um,
a hybrid Jeep.
yeah, you. So we most of what we use four-wheel drives for here is like going out in the bush, right? Like we call it the bush. It's the really rough, inaccessible sort of areas. And so we have this joke like, the new Jeep is really environmentally friendly. I've heard it's actually biodegradable, and people say, "What do you mean? How can it be biodegradable?" We say it breaks down in the bush.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Uh,
of Jeep people, because they like to do off-roading and stuff here in Colorado Springs. So, and just in Colorado in general. So a lot of people like to buy the Jeeps, then they'll jack them up, put the wheels and tires on them. But I've noticed the people that have the newer Jeeps, they just want to showboat them. They don't necessarily take them out and off-road with them. All the people that are doing most of the off-road are buying like these older Jeeps, like the O1. I think they have like they're called like the FJ series or something similar to that. But they're buying these older Jeeps, jacking them up, putting these wheels and tires on them, and going off into the mountains. It's pretty cool.
yeah, for sure. Um, it's interesting, like people who buy like capable four-wheel drives but buy them brand new, like the Mercedes G wagon. I think they're like G35 or something. Like those things are whatever, like 200 grand or something,
Ooh.
and people don't realize they're like one of the most capable off-road vehicles in the world. Like these sorts of things have been that model specifically is being used by militaries around the world. But like I know a couple people who own them, and they won't take it. They won't even they won't even go up a curb. It's
Nope,
like
nope.
they don't use it as a full drive.
That's funny. The Ford just came out with the new full-size Bronco. Have you guys got that over where you're at?
No, I don't think so. We're starting to get like the sort of like the trend of like bigger is better sort of American cars. Like I'm starting to see a bunch of those what are they called, Dodges and Chevys, and I'm sure we probably do have like a big Ford. What are they called? Pickup trucks, right?
Yep, pickup trucks.
Yeah, I'll have to Google it. I don't know if we have Broncos though.
Yeah, I'll pull one up. They're pretty cool, man. They
Oh yeah, they look pretty dope actually. I just Googled it.
Yeah, I just put one on the screen there. So that one on the screen, so that's a full-size Bronco. There's two different kind of Broncos, and I think Ford's kind of confused some people because you got that one, which is a full-size Bronco, and then you have the smaller Bronco, which is the Bronco Sport, which you wouldn't necessarily want to off-road, I wouldn't think, in the Bronco Sport. But this one that I got pulled up here, it's funny that we're doing some car talk here. So this one right here, it looks like it's the Badlands. So that's the trim level of the Bronco. And then it looks like from the wheels, tires, and the wider fender flares, it has what's called the Sasquatch package. So with the Sasquatch package, obviously you get these big, aggressive, meaty tires and wheels. You get the bigger fender flares. They also have a rear and front electronic locking differential. And it's also got a differential disconnect. So essentially when you're driving up on these rocks, you can drop the back tire. I've seen it happen before, and it's super interesting. The tires just come like slamming down on the back. But yeah, they're fully capable. It's funny, most of the people, because I work for a Ford dealer and I sell these things.
Oh, sell it to me, Austin. Tell me about the miles per gallon. Sell it to me,
Oh
bro.
my! So it's probably not the most eco-friendly car. For this full-size Bronco, you can get two different options. You can get the 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost twin turbo, or if you're wanting to save a little bit of gas, you can get the 2.3 liter, which it's actually a four-cylinder turbo. What's really impressive is the price point. Starts out at about 30,000 USD. So not too bad. Here's the caveat: if you ordered one today from me, you're probably looking about a year out.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll put in an order now, and then in about a year's time, I'll be visiting, and I can drive it around Colorado.
Man, that would be awesome. You know, it's crazy. Are you being serious or are you joking?
Oh, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not being serious about putting in an order.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, I'm serious about coming over there.
I was
I
like, okay, well, let's get that deposit rolling.
dude,
No,
dude, I was like, what? I'm gonna come over for like 2 months and buy a brand new car.
what's crazy is though, here's that's the Bronco Sport that I pulled up. See, that's kind of like your everyday driver. I think it might have 8-inch ground clearance or something, but you can see side by side the red one and then the yellow one to the left. I mean, they look like two
Yeah,
different kind of cars. But what's crazy is for this full size, because the kind of demand that they got going on, you can sell these things for like, and we as a dealer don't mark up the Bronco orders, but some of these customers are buying it from us and flipping them for like $20,000 USD over what they paid for it.
no way.
Oh yeah, like easily. And there was one that was on what's called Mecum Auction. It's a national United States car auction. I want to say it sold for about $100,000.
Jeez, it's almost as good as flipping JPEGs.
You would think, you would certainly think, but yeah, no, this one that I got pulled up, that's the first edition Bronco. So it's got those little stripes on the bottom. It also has the heavy duty steel front bumper, and it's got that little push bar there. So that's what's called the first edition Bronco. And originally they only were gonna do, I think it was like 3,500 of these first editions. Well, when Ford originally came out with the order banks that opened up, their whole website got rugged. Um, it was just crashing left and right. People couldn't place the orders. Well, there was so much demand, they made the first edition up to, it's either um, 7,000 orders or 7,500 orders completely produced for these first editions. And I tell you, man, these things have so much hype here in Colorado. Now, I haven't really heard anybody actually um, off-roading in these yet, but I'm sure we'll get the ballers that are going to take these things off the side of the mountains.
I'll drop you well, it's not a link actually, it's just a phrase to Google. I'll show you my dream car, but I'm so allergic to spending money on cars that I have to be like a multi-millionaire before I buy this.
For sure. And
If you
me working at a dealership, you see so many cars and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I had a 2019 Ford Ranger, and I just recently traded it in for a newer Ford Ranger trimmer. But here, let me get your dream
just
car
yeah,
pulled up here.
just Google image search it or
I
whatever.
got it.
Or like there'll be all sorts of different
Holy
variations. But
crap.
this is kind of like this is like the quintessential sort of like Australian like off-road touring vehicle.
That
Yeah,
looks like you could take it under the water.
it's a beast. Oh, I mean, you can, right? Because that snorkel goes all the way up to the roof. Like that's the whole point. Because like half the areas that people drive in Australia, you're like driving through like small creeks and rivers and stuff to get to the other side of the track, and it comes up to your windows. So yeah, it's a beast for sure.
That thing's awesome, man.
Yeah.
1979.
Oh, I think no. I think I think they're called the 79 series,
Oh,
like as in like
okay.
I think it's like their number. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like, man, that looks really nice for a 1979 model.
Nice classic,
Yeah,
JMO.
yeah. Hey, I was thinking. So you worked at a Ford dealership, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get shorts on Foamverse Radio, just you should just say something to him like I don't know why anybody would ever buy a Tesla. Like I'd go a Ford, fill in the blank model. Just say like I'd go a Ford any day.
Okay.
Just like
I'm writing
just
that
say
down
that to him.
here. So.
Just open with that. Just be like, I don't know why anyone would buy a Tesla. Like I'd go a Ford any day. And
What's
you'll
what's
get
he gonna
rubbed.
do? He's just gonna jump off the show, and it's just gonna be
Yeah,
me solo here.
yeah, yeah.
It's
That'll be
gonna
a
look
very
like this. Shorts, are you
that'll
still
be a
there?
very very short interview.
Shorts.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Quite a Tesla fanboy, and rightly so. It's pretty amazing company.
We just got a dealership right down the street from us, a Tesla dealership, and curiosity killed the cat. I walk over to Tesla. It's literally you could walk down the street from us. I work on Motor City, so we have like 20, 30 dealerships all on one street in like a mile. It's
Wow.
insane. And so I walk over to Tesla, and I'm there with the leather jacket, the Ford name badge. I'm like, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know, like straight up, I'm a sales guy. I'm not trying to buy a Tesla, but I'm just curious how you guys do your business here." And so the guy, he's like, "Yeah, let me walk you through everything." So it's interesting. A lot of their the way that they sell cars there, they all have their computers, and you basically just pick out your options, and you give the guy a deposit, and then in, I don't know, 6 months time or something, when the car gets there, you just do all the financing and stuff over the computer, and then you just come pick up the car, and it's done. So I really like that style. I mean, it eliminates the time that it takes to sit at a dealership, because I don't know if it's like this over in Australia, but with the dealerships here, you can be there all day trying to, sign the paperwork, pick out your car. It can take some time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue, man. I don't think I've ever bought a car from a dealer here, but yeah, I can imagine it would be similar. I love that we've spent like half the time here talking about like NFTs and park and half the time talking about cars. I'm here for it. I love it when conversations take a tangent organically like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's we're gonna turn it into car radio here.
Yeah, the car radio. Hey, maybe you can illuminate something for me. Is it just a coincidence that so many people in the puck community are from your general region, or maybe I'm just like meeting people who are from that area?
It's so strange. I've noticed the same thing. I put a list together of everybody that lives in Colorado. We're gonna try to all get together in Denver. Denver's the biggest city here in Colorado. We're gonna all
Yep.
try to get together and have like a NFT meetup. Maybe like around lunchtime or something. We can all hop into like a sandwich shop and just meet each other and talk it out. But yeah, no, it's like an unusual amount of people live in Colorado that are in the NFT space. So it's yeah, I tried to wrap my head around it, but yeah, it's a little strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like I'm kind of jealous that there are so many of you in the same area because you can do meetups and stuff. I still haven't met a single person from the NFT space in real life.
I'm trying to think. So most of the people that I work with are into NFTs. I mentioned King Chris. I don't know if you've seen T Sykes at all, but he's real into it. Uh, there's probably 12, 15 people from my dealership that all own a POC piece. They own Merge. One guy's got a cube. Other people are buying Ash for their first time. So it's
Yeah.
it's pretty cool that you can bring some newcomers in and try to guide them in the right direction. And again, like I don't know everything. I'm not right about everything, but I try to say, guys, really do your research before you buy anything. Don't put money in something that you can't afford to lose. Um, and so people ask me, what kind of projects are you in? And lately I've been just on this very narrow path, and I've just really just tried to consolidate into POC NFTs. And so that's kind of where I tell them, look, if you want any advice from me, what I'm doing is I'm just consolidating into POC. This is somebody that, I want to be a part of the community, and I really, really love what he does. And, it's obvious it's not about the money at this point for the guy, because, he sold Merge, and it was like a $90 million